Hello and welcome to another Storm of the Mood Room. We did our 10 fucking useless seconds, so I hope that person that edits this shit is actually going to use it this time.
Nope.
But probably not. Well, we're back with Leslie. We missed her last week. Say hi, Leslie. You said hi already.
Yeah.
Gojira is with us again. Oh, there's this guy behind me. What is he doing?
I'm not.
No, I'm not. Is with us, joining us today.
I like it.
Zara's here.
And then there's the ever,
The aristocratic asshole. Hello.
aka bird shit. You know. We're gonna stop do the top here with a little bit of Trump stuff. There's always stuff with him, so we gotta just touch on it, and then we'll get into a few other things. We're gonna cut the show a little bit. Not gonna be as long as it normally is, so people can actually just listen to like a half an hour or so, and not have to commit to an hour and a half movie. So Trump, I heard recently that he fired Comey. People know about that, the FBI director, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
And then Trump started tweeting.
No, I'm pretty sure he was already tweeting.
Oh, he was already tweeting.
Starting tweeting. That's,
Right. He continued to tweet.
Yes.
And so then he kind of said some things that are. Let's go ahead. What was your? So you didn't like what you saw when you were on vacation or whatever?
No, my point when I was on vacation was seeing the CNN headline. He was doing a commencement speech somewhere, and the headline was, "Trump gives commencement speech amid Comey firing turmoil." It was the tagline at the end of it that I laughed at, thinking that they would not do that to a Democratic president sitting there saying, "Oh, during sex scandal, President Clinton gives commencement speech." You would never see that on CNN. They wouldn't put that headline up there like that. I just thought it was... Yes, it's a good word. Tacky.
You thought it was tacky?
That's a good word for it.
So
I'll say I thought it was rigged.
I have a question. When you say that Trump started tweeting about it, was that actually Trump, or is that some guy that
Tweets for
I
him?
don't,
Yeah,
yeah,
no,
I don't
shit's on his
doubt. I
behalf.
don't
I
doubt
think
it's
he's
Trump.
Seems to be him. I don't think it's anybody doing it.
What I'd like to see is people tell him to not do it. Like his people are like, can you just stop tweeting?
I guess it
But
does
It's so
sound like
Well, I'm sure a couple
Professional.
people have told him
Yeah.
not to, but
It's just so
again, he's
unprofessional.
70 years old and runs
He's
his own company.
70,
He
and
might be
he's
like 71 or
tweeting.
72.
Oh my god, that's so mature. Seriously.
so much what?
So
Mature.
mature. Honestly, like, what are you?
You should make a meme about
What are
it.
you?
Well, he's
What
obviously
even?
not human. His skin's orange and he has like...
The topic
Peach
I just wanted to talk
eyeballs.
about, though, was the
Peach
suggestion he had of no more press conferences. Or he would just do them himself,
Have you
and
seen
he would
his
just
eye
issue
sockets?
written
No,
Oh,
statements.
hold on, George, making a point. So the press conference, what you're saying? They were...
He's talked about canceling the press conferences, or he would just do them himself and just issue written statements because he moves so quickly.
Okay,
his surrogates
so-
can't answer for him.
Okay, so you're going to have the initial reaction from the press corps about that, and then what do you think would be the long-term effects of him doing that? So the initial reaction, they kind of...
They do a daily press briefing. I don't know if you really should get rid of that, so I don't know what people would think would be something good. Should you do one once a week, once every 2 or 3 days? I don't know.
Well, he tweets it all out now, right? So it doesn't matter. You don't need any briefings. He just tweets.
Yeah, but you want the press.
Yeah, I know.
Answer your question. So
But the thing about it is like he's definitely like at odds with them. So that's the idea of what him saying. Oh, let's just cut it out or whatever
yes,
to piss them off.
I liked the statement. He said, "For the sake of accuracy, I'll just issue a written statement, and we're done." That way, you don't have to grab Sean Spicer, pull him out of the woods
bushes?
there, out of the bushes, and pester him with 20 different questions the same way. You can just
Poor Sean.
read Trump's written statement.
I feel
Here it
sorry
is.
for Sean Spicer. I guess because it's McCarthy, I like him now.
He's kind of stressed out.
I bet he is. He's the guy that has to deal with the press every day.
That's
And
a very
Trump
stressful job.
fucking, he's just so unpredictable. You know what he's going to do. It's like this guy has to go out there and, like, when that whole thing with the Bushes, I guess the thing happened with Comey and he didn't really know anything about the details of it. So there was press near him or something like that. So they kind of, they were going to go after him to ask him questions. And he, like, hid in the bushes, literally.
Oh my
I could see doing that.
Wow. that's
This is the press secretary is hiding from the press.
You hide where you are. I mean, if you're in the bathroom, you hide in the bathroom. You get in the stall and pull your feet up so you don't look down and see your feet dangling. You just like.
A woman, she
Well,
had,
if
like...
if it wasn't in the bathroom, and you brought the bushes, you got to.
She made like cutouts of his
head.
head and started putting them in bushes. Like selling his shit and put it in bushes.
Wow.
That's kind of awesome.
The NBA guys sent the Washington Wizards fishing last night, and they had Comey in the bushes. And
Oh,
pictures.
hell no.
They'll do a photo,
that's
and they'll have everybody on the fishing
Oh
boat,
my
whatever,
God.
but and they put Comey in the bushes.
What do you think about the deputy? press secretary. Isn't she's like Huckabee or something
Huckabee?
like that? Is that his? What's the relation to Mike Huckabee?
I don't know that there is a relationship. I think it's just the
Really?
same
That
name.
just had the same name? I thought there was.
I'm
a
not
relation.
positive, but I don't know.
Oh, okay. One of the topics I want to talk about was I keep seeing like a lot of and we talked about this before, but I just don't like it. Young girls and makeup and where you draw the line. Like so, for instance, I have a niece and a friend that has like a 10-year-old something like that, and they're in cheerleading. You know, little kids like cheerleading, stupid stuff. But I see pictures of them. And
They cheerlead at that young an age?
something like yeah.
I thought that was like a high
it's
school
not
What do they need an entourage for?
it's not real
What
cheerleading.
do they need like an entourage
I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about me
Like,
getting
No, I mean,
crazy.
entourage, no, I'm saying I thought it was high school
like-
that you
oh, yeah,
did
that's so
for like
weird.
the football games. And
Yeah.
I thought that was when you did it. I know
That's
what
so
happened before that.
Bizarre.
Well, like they have like a junior cheerleading thing. That's kind of what I'm talking
Okay.
about. It's like they don't really do all the crazy stuff. It's just
Look pretty.
they go out
There
there.
are
and-
some
Is-
prodigies out there though that
is
I've
that
seen.
middle school?
It's pretty crazy.
No, she's definitely not in middle school. She's in elementary school.
Whoa.
For
Things are
cheerleading?
getting
Yeah, she's definitely
Well,
not. in
Yes.
elementary school.
Well, they have
It
younger.
doesn't. Yeah, it's a young thing. It's not like you think of cheerleading.
John, they have like younger girls. They have younger girls like wearing makeup and stuff for those like little girl beauty pageants.
I can't stand that.
Well,
Bring that up
my
again.
God.
It's just my mind wrapping around your question because when I think of cheerleaders, I think of sports and the cheerleaders.
Right.
And I'm not saying that they have to look like the Dallas Cowboy cheerleaders.
Well, here's
I'm just
my-
saying they're cheering on people that are playing in sports. Is this just
Well, no, it's
kids
actually no.
playing
It's usually just like they
after
have
school and they're
competitions
just
amongst
there?
themselves. They're not really cheerleading like for
Oh,
a
I
team.
know what you're talking about.
Do you know what I'm saying? They're just out there.
Oh, it's like us when we were playing Street 26 because we weren't good enough to be in the NBA back in high school.
Yes.
So wait, they're like doing
Per se.
cheerleading as a sport.
Yeah, I guess so.
I mean, I guess
guess
it's a
a
sport, but it's just like a little thing for kids
yeah,
to
that's
do.
what I'm saying.
Okay.
But the problem
we
is
got really
that-
far in the weeds there. But your
The
point,
problem is that I the pictures show them they have all this they eyeshadow and lipstick, and it's just like it's like I don't like it. I don't think it's appropriate. I just don't like it. And the parents they just they go along with it.
it's unnecessary.
I'm like no, I don't like it.
Now, are you saying that because the makeup makes them look older? Is that why?
I think what he's
Is
getting
that why
at-
it just makes you feel on edge? Because I understand.
Chris, I
Not
think what he-
necessarily.
I
Go
think,
ahead.
I think what he's getting at is like when people wear makeup, they're trying to look more attractive to like. This is what I'm assuming because I don't really wear makeup, but they're trying to look more attractive to like attract mates and stuff. And I guess a child shouldn't be doing that.
Yeah.
Yeah, or attract any type of that sort of attention at that age. That's what I don't like. But it's like I wouldn't even consider having my daughter at that age having makeup on to be part of this. And I guarantee you, if
Right,
she
and there's
did,
no reason for this when you're in elementary school.
I
to
guarantee
be
you,
wearing
if she
makeup,
didn't wear
so-
the makeup, they would have the people that run this stuff would have a problem. I guarantee you.
So wait,
who
so wait,
knows,
would you be
probably.
okay with it if they still did the cheerleading thing but without the makeup?
But who'll be okay with it?
Would you? Be
Yeah,
like,
yeah. It's a.
So your
it's,
concern is their presentation. They're wearing makeup and
Yeah,
Yeah,
I don't like
right.
it.
do they
Clarify that.
dress some more provocatively like cheerleaders might, or is
Yeah,
this?
I mean
thus
it's
far
not, but
just
it's
the
not.
makeup
They have
also?
shorts and stuff. It's not that the dress is not. Everything else but the makeup is fine.
Okay, so your issue is the makeup.
Yeah, I don't
Well,
like it.
that's good. I just feel like it kind of robs them of their childhood.
Yeah, I don't like.
You
Like he
know,
was
like-
talking about. Yeah, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Exactly. Like makeup is for like when you're older and you're, you want to attract someone. Like what's the need for that when you're a child? Like you should be kind of thinking about like, things that a child would do, not like it's like, oh, okay, we wouldn't give them alcohol because they're children because that's something older people do.
It's also like they're pushing them into the mindset of you need to
Yeah,
wear makeup because you're not pretty
exactly.
enough. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
It
I
also,
get it.
not wearing
I get
makeup
that.
also promotes self beauty when you're younger. So that way you
That's
don't get in
true.
the habit of actually feeling like you need makeup in order to.
I think as
And
a
then some,
Which would be
some
his point.
overdoing it.
yeah, I think parents should be more aware of the impact of that sort of thing on their kids. They just go along with what everybody else is doing, and
I
they don't,
agree.
So, and all the girls had it. It wasn't just one kid that had it. All of them had it, and it
Right.
made me. It actually made me angry because I'm like, that little girl does not need to be wearing makeup. Like, oh, she's having fun, and the kids and they blah blah blah. I'm like. There's so much more to it than what's on the surface, though.
Of course.
Or maybe I'm over it. I don't know. I don't like it.
Little
No, I
kids
agree
don't
with
need
you.
makeup to have fun. That's
I
the whole premise.
agree.
The
There it
words
is.
of what's being said, that's irrelevant.
Mm-hmm.
Now you're gonna say they need a drink to get through the day. Oh, we had a tough team meet this week. I need a drink.
I just don't
You're
think
10.
an image should be pushed
I'm
on
working hard
someone.
over here.
Okay, so I saw a video recently where a girl was getting harassed by a boy in school, and I think this is middle
Oh
school,
yes,
right?
I've seen this video.
And
yeah.
so basically, the guy was snapping her bra, right? And I think he
Ooh,
snapped
I read about
it
this.
and it came off or whatever. And she fucked him up.
She punched him in the
Ooh.
face.
She fucked
did.
him up.
Dang.
Right?
Which is
Now,
the
here's the rub.
Jeez.
The school was called her mother in and was mad at the girl because she fucked him up.
Yes.
And the mother obviously had
Dang,
a
she was
fucking
not
fit.
playing.
Yes.
So my thing is like, what the fuck is going on? They're mad at the girl for defending herself. That's a completely self-defense reaction situation.
Yeah, that sounds
Now,
like, that
here-
actually sounds like sexual assault to me.
and that's where their mother went with it. And
That's
now they were starting to sweat when she brought that up. So it's like, but how do the officials even come to that conclusion that they want to focus on the girl and ignore the fact that the boy was harassing her? And they were trying to like blow off the fact that the boy did it.
They glossed over what he did, and they went to the more what you could physically see, him sitting in the office of the bloody nose.
Which is
Oh,
actually true.
he got a bloody nose.
She
That was
fucked
it?
She
him up.
punched him in the face, and his
No,
nose
she-
was
she
bloody.
attacked
She
him.
punched him in.
Oh,
Well, I didn't hear that it was attack, but just that she punched him in response
Oh.
to what had finally happened because she told him to stop, and when he didn't eventually, and the bra came undone, he got punched in the face.
Mm.
And then they're both in the principal's office, and the focus, as he said, was, why did your daughter punch
Yeah.
the kid? That seems like an overreaction.
Right.
Mm.
And then the mother was like, why are you not focused on the sexual harassment aspects of what this boy's doing?
Yeah,
and
I read this article.
The father was sitting there all embarrassed because the father of the boy, just sitting there embarrassed, not saying nothing.
I mean, what is
Huh.
there really to say?
Sometimes it's
maybe
not,
like
because sometimes you want to say something, but you know you're so in the wrong, you don't want to even speak up because you don't want them to have something to say.
Yeah.
back
maybe
to
he
you.
should say
Sometimes there is. You
something
just
to
know.
the effect of "You're a dumb fuck and you deserve what you got." Are we done? Can we leave? That's what
That
I would say
I
to
would
my
agree.
kid.
I guess if his son wasn't
That
there,
I would
didn't-
agree.
Apologize to her right now. You do this dumb shit again, and she whoops your ass again. I got nothing to say.
The problem would have been solved.
Now, I'm not condoning violence, and that's not what I'm getting
I
at.
don't
But
think
the
she
bottom
was-
line is, huh?
Yeah, I don't think she was in the wrong.
Yeah, fuck, she's not in the wrong. Well, anybody that says she wasn't in the wrong,
Well, also,
They
Well,
need
this
to-
falls back to what I talked
they
about
need to see her outside.
on a previous
Catch her
podcast.
outside.
Catch her outside.
about that.
Ooh. Well, the
If
thing
you
is,
don't put your hands on me, I won't put my hands on you.
exactly, like people
He
punch
decided
each
to put
other-
his hands on her,
all
and
the
she
time.
put her hands on him.
boys punch each other in the face all the time. Do you
That's
see it
not
on the
cool.
news all the time? I mean, boys get into fights, they get into dumb shit, like they smash each other in, lockers, or they hit each other.
Are
punch
you
each
talking
other.
about me?
No, I'm saying. In
I had an
general.
incident with that.
I'm
The
just saying,
exact thing you were just
and,
talking about. I had an
They don't
incident.
bring it up on the news. Oh no, he gave by accident a bloody nose, or they fought, and that's not really
I think
on
it's
the news.
because of the whole
Boys punch
the
each
whole
other each day.
gender
Yeah.
change.
Nobody says anything.
Exactly.
Come
This
on, little
girl-
girl punches a boy in the face. Everybody
This girl
goes their
bodied
minds.
this guy.
No, well,
This girl bodied this guy, and
Yeah, she
maybe
did.
that's the reason why,
Well,
I mean,
From what I recall, and I
is he in
could
the
be wrong, but
hospital?
she no.
Okay,
But she
then
fucked.
he's
She
fine.
fucked him up, but he's fine.
He's
wasn't.
fine. If
he
he
was
in
in
the
there just bleeding with a
hospital,
blade.
That's a different story. That's a more serious issue. Like you shouldn't. Yes, it's okay to defend yourself, but if you put somebody in the hospital,
No, we're gonna do this. We've done this before, but my thing is like he said it. You don't put your hands on me, and I don't put my hands on you. But
yeah.
if somebody reacts to a situation like that and they go overboard, no, I don't want nobody killing anybody. But
Yeah, of course.
I'm of the mindset that you get the fuck you get. I'm sorry.
This is a continual something was happening. He was messing with her and messing with her. She told him to stop. You would have an argument to make if he went and did it one time, and I'm not excusing that. But if he went and did it one time, nothing happened. He just did it and twanged it, and she turned around and punched him in the face. You could say like, well, that's a bit of an overreaction.
Yeah.
You can debate that, but there's debate there.
true.
There is no, I keep doing it, I tell you to stop, I keep doing it, and then it actually comes undone, then I get punched in the face. Oh, why'd you punch me in the face?
Well.
No.
another
Debate ended.
another aspect
Like
you have
3
to
or 4 times
consider
ago.
is from my experience in high school and from like seeing people, my friends in high school, I know is that regardless of who's in the wrong, if there's like a fight, both people get in trouble and suspended and stuff. That's what schools
All right,
themselves
but-
usually are. They're
I-
always like, oh, they're both in the wrong, even if you're like defending yourself or something. I always see that.
I understand a portion
always
of
see
that,
that.
just in terms of you don't want people to think that they can fight and get away with it regardless of who's right or wrong. I get that, but what I would do in that situation is the person that's defending themselves, that's trying their best to not get involved with the fight, I'm giving them less time, if you will. I'm not.
Yeah,
They're getting less. They're not getting the same as the person that's antagonizing. But I get it. You want to set a precedent of what is tolerated and what's not on both sides. I get it. It suggests that I can go to the teachers or whoever in charge and say I have a problem, and then they're going to handle it. But that doesn't always happen. They just a lot of times it gets blown off, and then the person that's getting aggravated by these people harassing them, they got to keep dealing with it, and then they blow up and handle their business, and then they get in trouble. And it's like if
that's unfair. That is unfair.
I saw another one where it was a black kid, and he was he just got his lunch or whatever, and it was like nothing. They didn't put anything on his, and they had food there. They just didn't. They put nothing on his plate. So he got mad, right?
Unacceptable.
So then he talked to some sort of administrator about it who was in the cafeteria, and he's like, "Do you see what they're doing here?" And the cafeteria guy just kind of blew it off, like, "You just eat whatever you got and be quiet." Mm-hmm. So then he's like, "If you don't do something about this, I'm going to throw this plate in their face." This is what the kid is saying, right? So the guy's like, "You better not. You know you can't do that." Blah blah blah. He's like, "Okay." So he gets up and throws the fucking shit in the cafeteria people's face.
You know, I've got another story that I've
Well,
read.
hold on. Finish. What do you guys think about that? You bring that story up afterwards.
Well, why didn't they give him food? Did they just not like him?
I don't know. That I don't know.
I can understand his frustration, but I'd say that's an overreaction in that moment.
Well, my thing is like,
the
why don't
represented.
he's frustrated on two fronts. He asked the cafeteria people to give him a proper meal, and they didn't. And then he went a step further to go talk to the administration about it, and then they blew it off.
Ooh.
So it's like, yes, I don't condone him throwing this shit in people's face, but it's like, when are these people gonna do their fucking jobs and do what's right? You know what I mean? So it's like I'm gonna suspend the kid because you can't do that, but at the same time, I'm gonna also talk to the cafeteria people and like, why is this happening, and why didn't you do anything about it? This is recorded, so it ain't even like it's he said, she said.
But yes,
shit.
but
I guess
I
at this
fully
point,
agree with what was
the
just
reason-
Frustrating.
I guess at this point we try
That
to
doesn't
find
happen
out
to
why
me.
exactly that was happening. Because like, what
There
if
might
this
be
kid,
more to the story.
Yeah, there might be more to the story. Because we don't know what this kid does or like.
Well, let's take it at face value. They're just being dicks. The
Yeah,
cafeteria
at face
people.
value, definitely just
I
being assholes.
agree with everything you said. They certainly you would need to find out why they did what they did, but he can't.
Yeah.
Generally speaking,
I
like,
understand his reaction.
You
but
can't play around with
do
people's
that.
food. Like, you gotta give them, like, you know what I mean? It's like, oh, he's in trouble, I don't feed him. You can't do that. You know what I mean? Or he's a problem, so I don't feed him. You can't do that.
He's a problem.
At the point that he's
Right.
that bad of a problem, he
he's
shouldn't
not
be
in
there.
a life and death situation. He has to physically act out because he didn't get a meal.
I mean, it does seem unprofessional.
Unless he's from Ethiopia, that
Yeah,
might
I
not be
agree.
politically correct.
That is
Yeah.
unprofessional.
We used to make that joke years ago. They were skinny
Yeah,
because they
I think
eat a
so.
lot and.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
So, I mean,
So
maybe it's a
anyways,
black kid from Ethiopia and he didn't get fed, and,
No,
and
he-
in that regard, then yes.
I know, right?
But if it's not that, then I understand your grievances, but that's not the way to handle
That
it.
doesn't happen to me, so.
It's clearly never happened on
Is that a fat joke?
Yes.
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 So, anyways, what I was gonna say now is there's something similar. It's like in the cafeteria where this kid was trying to get some food, and he didn't have enough money in his little card thing that the kids would get,
Oh,
and
oh, well,
so
that's how-
he was ready. He had his food.
Oh,
He was
ready. I bet he was ready.
They took it away from him.
I could be
And-
ready
he
too.
wasn't
Wait, no,
ready.
so finish the
So,
story.
so what they do is they say, "Hey, you don't have enough money inside the account. We can't give you the food."
Give
So they
him a
take it
stamp. Oh.
and they don't even put it back. They just throw it in the garbage.
I'm not, if I saw.
Oh,
No, don't do, I'm not,
damn.
this is the new spicy.
Mhm.
Not gonna yell.
Have some gum.
That's the old spicy. You're testing me, big guy.
Get some gum.
Ooh,
Somebody
that's-
take it before I go. What are your
That's-
thoughts on that? 'Cause I'm getting mad.
Oh wait,
That's-
Christian,
that's
you
a
forgot
food
the.
crime. You
Was
don't-
there
you
like a
don't throw
stamp?
food
or
You
something
motherfucker.
for the kid.
That did not happen.
You don't
No.
throw
I
food
don't
in
know.
the
I don't like that. I would show some. You know
don't
what? If
throw
I
away
was the
bacon.
lunch lady, I'd be like, you know what? Show some mercy. You won't get. You know, like take away part of the food or something. I'm sorry, you can't get this. I'll let you have this. How about that? Be reasonable. Don't be
throw
an
it in the
asshole.
garbage.
Let me
And don't throw it away in the garbage.
They-
in front of
There's
someone.
at the
Didn't put
point
it
that he
back,
has
just
possession of the
spit it out.
food.
I-
There's
That's
food
terrible.
protocols that they wouldn't be able to serve to somebody else technically. So you could argue that, but that's just on a legal basis. But you don't take somebody's food and throw it in the trash, or you can't afford this and throw
That's
it in the
me.
garbage.
Exactly.
That's ridiculous.
That's
It was
unreasonable.
absolutely astonishing that that was actually even a thing that would happen.
I blame the internet.
I mean, people really
People don't know how to
value
talk to
food
each
as
other
much as
anymore.
they
It's all
should.
just
I just think people should have a heart.
internet.
Like, damn, God forbid this one person by accident who didn't know couldn't afford it and they were ready.
Like,
Obviously,
but
they
the
didn't
problem
know.
is-
They weren't aware of it. And they're not doing it on purpose.
The problem is
You
it's
show
not
some
even the kid's
mercy.
fault. You know.
Exactly. You show some mercy and you
It's
say, you know
either-
what?
That's what I'm saying.
I
Beyond
give you
taking the food from him, to
something.
take the food and immediately throw it in the
That's
trash,
terrible.
they're
Yeah.
not even resolving the issue.
No.
Exactly.
Didn't they make the kids clean like lunch
That's
tables or
awful.
something?
Yeah.
It's like somebody coming to my
Oh, I
theater
know
and,
that's true.
and
Yeah, they made them-
hand me $3 for a $5 ticket, and I'm like, oh, you don't have enough, and I then immediately tell them to get out.
They made him.
Dang.
I have $200 in my wallet. No. You didn't hand me the right money. Get out.
And then they proceeded to make the kid go and wash tables and clean up after the other kids.
That's the thing you're.
And for
missing.
what?
What?
Because he didn't have money to pay for his own food, so they didn't want him just sitting there doing nothing.
But they threw it
Yeah.
out anyways. I
I
would understand
Then
if
they put him to
gave
work.
they gave him the food and they're like, okay, since you didn't have enough,
apologizing
you have
ahead
it,
of
you
time.
can
No,
do
this
that.
this is a punked
that's-
episode. This isn't happening.
I'm gonna apologize ahead of
No,
time.
this is a punked episode. That
No.
that's not.
No, that's a real.
No. That's bullshit.
No.
First, hold on a second. Hold on. Bullshit.
That's
Hold
when
on.
shit comes
Look at
out.
this fuck. See, I didn't want to do this.
I don't believe that. So
I didn't want. I don't. You mean to tell me that they didn't give the boy the food, threw it away, and then had him clean and still not give him food?
Correct.
That's
They lucky I was in that fucking cafeteria. They would have seen some new shit if I was in that cafeteria. Are you fucking kidding me?
This is a story about him. He's the guy that threw the tray at the people.
You damn what the actual?
We're
No!
trolling people. This is,
No!
this is about him throwing. A
No! I don't give a fuck that anybody else doesn't agree with that. That's fucked up. That's an asshole dickhead thing, and it would have been a fucking scene if I was in there.
Yep.
Fuck them.
That's terrible. Wait, it was
This
in
pretty much a
college or
scene
high
wherever
school?
you go. You're
That's
it would've
fucked
been a
up.
scene.
Yeah,
Like,
it
if
would
I-
have been a
if I
fucking.
was
In that
there.
instance, that's fucked up.
Anywhere you
That's
are, it's a
terrible.
scene.
Well, whatever. I'm sorry. I don't sit by and let shit like that. I'm just not.
I'm just saying, wherever you go, there's a scene.
Even if I saw like a fucking girl getting beat up by a guy, I can't watch it. I can't do it.
Man, the injustice.
And I don't consider myself some like, I don't like fighting people or whatever. I'm not watching that shit. I'm just not. That's so bad. I could have had a fit just
Well,
now.
people-
I didn't have a fit. I just want to point that out there. I didn't.
People-
Next topic.
I was just
That
mad.
kid probably felt like shit.
Actually, I have to go now.
Oh.
So, you guys enjoy the
You
rest
should
of
have
it.
just went and just shut the hell up.
You know what?
But
Fuck you.
Cuba
Fuck
Short
off.
is out.
So you had some stuff you wanted to
Oh,
talk
I
about?
did.
So it's like Cuba Gooding
Oh,
Jr.
I have a few topics.
This is more comfortable.
He wants to go eat his
I
food.
don't know
He's
if
baking in the
you
oven.
No,
wanna
he's
look through
cooking.
it or
He has to-
pick,
it's
That's what I'm
or
saying.
pick
He's going to
something.
get his food.
This is gonna burn.
I mean,
everything.
John.
Oh, you know what? This is different. I want everybody's thoughts on this because I have like a strong like opinion about this certain thing. And what do you guys think? What do you think of nostalgia? Is it something like? Is it something that you welcome openly, or is it something that you tend to like ignore because of the feelings that it brings about?
It depends on what it is. Like it says, say your nostalgia is, I remember somebody dying, and now I go to a funeral, and then it brings back those memories. I don't want that. You know what I mean?
Wait, is that what nostalgia? Isn't
No,
nostalgia
it's
only
more so
associated with
like-
good things?
Nostalgia.
I don't
No,
know.
and
Is it?
nostalgia is being taken back
All right. All
by
right.
previous experience. It doesn't. It's not really like a good or
I always
bad
thought
thing
nostalgia
per
was
se.
the enjoyment of something that takes you back.
It could be.
That
I
was
don't
what
know.
That was
Yeah,
how I
I-
took it. That might not be the actual.
Yeah, because usually, like let's say you had found an old toy that you had as a kid or something like that, and nostalgia gets in you, and like, oh, let me buy this and have that memory.
I never
Well-
heard something nostalgic about like, oh, my grandma died.
Yeah, that makes sense. I think you're right.
I, as a hoarder, I love nostalgia. So
Yeah, I figured.
I don't think about it on that level. I just if there's
we should
something
probably
like
search it.
Yeah.
Let's see.
if there's something like
I applied for the voice of Smaug from the Hobbit movies, but Benedict Cumberbatch beat me out for it. But me as the hoarder, I I could do that.
A sentimental longing or wistful affection for the past.
yeah, you don't want to be thinking of. You don't have a longing to, re-experience the death of
Yeah.
somebody. Okay,
Well,
so
no,
it's
well,
kind
well,
of
it's, well, it's sentimental. It's good feeling, not.
yeah, right. So
It's usually positive.
so yeah, that's right. Then it's positive. So you said you had a lot of thoughts about it. What do you mean?
I do. I don't know. Like I talked to. I had this one friend who was like, not obsessed, but like, was such a nostalgic person. Like, all the time. Like everything. Like past relationships, past people, past environments. Like she was so like hung up about it. And I really thought about it. And it's funny because it's just like, I usually tend to stay away from things that remind me of the past, like whether it's good or not. I don't know why. Because I just feel like those sentimental feelings are just too overwhelming for me.
Really?
Because I feel like, like you kind of tend to miss those times, right?
I can understand.
And you
that.
wish you were
I think
in
your
that
friend's
moment
misusing
again.
the word. I don't think it's
kind
nostalgia.
How would you describe it?
I don't know if I have a definition for it, but I was saying she's stuck in the past. Not that she liked things that remind her of the past. She actually wants.
Well, she was
that
talking
and
about
is reaching
herself
out
just
at it.
now, right?
Yeah.
Like you in terms of.
No, I thought you said her
She
friend.
also mentioned her
My
as
friend,
well.
yeah.
She did mention
like
her,
she
but
was
just
stuck
now
in
she was
the
talking about
past.
herself.
But that's how I feel about
Yeah,
it.
it's-
I'm never like, I can't even like honestly like watch certain movies I used to watch in my childhood because it's just too much for me.
Even if they were enjoyable.
Yeah.
Watching views.
What
Even
the
if
hell?
I watched it every single day, and
So
I was
you
like,
get
I love this
overwhelmed
movie.
by those
Yeah.
feelings?
I get overwhelmed. Like
Wow.
I can't handle.
I don't
this.
have that.
Well, I have some thoughts.
That's a
Really?
future
Nostalgia.
podcast. Talk about the overwhelming of old feelings.
That's why I wanted to get everybody's thoughts on it because I was like, am I the only one that like feels this way?
Well,
I don't have
No,
that.
I don't have that.
The way I
problem
feel
at
about
all.
nostalgia is like if it's something good, I do try to look back at it and stuff, but I do try to keep my mind forward, think about like the present, what's happening now.
That's what I try to do.
But if something bad, I don't want to like forget what happened because although it's something bad and although it may have been like a horrible experience, it might have also been something I learned from and molded to who I am today. So
It's a good way to look at it, definitely.
so I just see it as a learning experience basically.
I have a very great quick thing I could do on this, and you were with me when we went down to the Chiller Theater a few weeks ago in New Jersey.
He was there too.
That's
yeah,
true.
yeah, I was there.
You were there as well.
Yeah.
He who's not here was there.
He was not here, was there.
Yes. The highlight of that trip for me,
Ghost.
as embarrassing as it is, I loved seeing Megumi Odaka again, Godzilla actress from the Heisei Godzilla series, was finding those magnets. At the
Yeah,
end
oh
of the show.
yeah, I was bugging. The
That
funny thing
was-
about those magnets is I was looking at them, I'm like, I could buy all of these. Because what it was is it
And
was
again,
all...
nostalgia, it was all stuff from our childhood.
What it was is those magnets represented little pieces of the past. Video games we played, shows that we watched. and-
Mr. T cereal, E.T. cereal.
Yeah, cereal,
Nintendo
stuff from our
Entertainment System
childhood,
games.
yeah, it
all
was
these little
awesome.
things that this guy had made, and they were all just little icons and pictures from the 80s and 70s and early 90s. And I was going nuts. I could have literally just sat there like, I want all of this, but I don't want to
Yep.
pay the $4 per.
Yep.
What's your discount
I
for me
was right
buying all
there.
this from you right now? Literally went nuts. And there
Yep.
was tons of stuff at this show. I mean, anything from 40 years ago to present. And what I got the biggest kick out of, and had to go grab him, like, come look at this, were these little magnets you put on your refrigerator that were all these little pictures from our childhood.
Yeah, those were awesome.
Now,
I
do you
agree.
feel like the exact same feelings you did in the past, or you just,
No,
or is it just simply the
It's-
experience?
it's not the same feelings.
It's a reminder of remembering what it was, seeing that and experiencing it at the time. And again, because we're two of the older people that we
Yeah.
can discuss about it, we often talk about our days in high school playing Street Fighter 2. A time not to be repeated, as we often say. And anything that throws us back to that, we get a kick out of. So there were a couple of those in that magnet.
But again,
also.
these are all positive things.
Yes,
All
positive
all those magnets were all positive things that happened in our lives, be it food or video games or whatever. They were all really cool stuff. It was just awesome.
You could get a negative nostalgia from, oh, my father passed away, and I see something that reminds me of him, like, oh, this was, and you're like, oh. But the initial grab is, oh, he loved this. Oh, this reminds me of him. Nostalgia to me is not something that reminds, like, oh, that's right, my grandmother died of cancer. It's so horrible.
It's usually
it's not
positive,
that.
yeah.
It's usually
But I
positive.
don't have those feelings you're talking about where you get overwhelmed by, because it's like it's like the positive stuff is like that's fine. Like I don't, it doesn't overwhelm my thoughts, you know. And I don't dwell either. Like I'll have the feelings, but I don't like. It doesn't stay in my head. You know what I'm saying?
The only
Yeah.
feeling I get is I
Yeah,
wish I could
try
be
to move
back there
forward.
again. 'Cause
I've
I
had
don't-
that.
I don't get the enjoyment of stuff now that I did at that point.
There is true that wonder,
Ah,
that
gotcha.
enjoyment. That like I remember when you're young, going over the bridge was a big deal. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That sort of
Yeah,
thing. It's
first
like
time on a train or something.
yeah,
First
Yeah.
that's
Yeah, like
awesome.
The
the
I
nostalgic
don't
feel
have
of
that anymore.
remembering,
So
like,
Yeah.
oh man,
very rarely do we get those feelings now. Like
going
I just,
up an escalator when I was a
Yeah,
kid.
it's not-
at
it's
the
a-
Duchess Mall, I could have lived there. Like, I don't need you, Mom and Dad. Just leave me some food. I'm gonna ride this for the rest of my life.
but yeah. So
Interesting.
It is sometimes not as good as you remember though, because I remember at that same convention thing, I convinced. I mean, I think I put some money in, but I convinced John to buy this. What was it called? Like the Teen Titans one, but they're from the future, the animated series.
oh, the cartoon thing.
Yeah, yeah.
That was awesome.
Yeah, I liked it. It wasn't. It was like a futuristic Teen Titans or something.
Oh.
It had Brainiac 5 and Bouncy Boy in it and stuff. I remember as a kid I loved that show, but when I watched it, I liked it, but definitely
Yes.
was not as good as I remember.
That does happen. There are
The
times
show-
that I go
wait.
back to something. I'm like, oh, I love this. And you watch it again. You're
Oh,
like,
so you're saying that
Oh,
show we
it's
watched
not.
that we were
Yes.
watching? You
Yeah.
said it's not as good as you remember it to be.
I still like it, but as a kid I definitely
oh
enjoyed
yeah,
it more.
kids enjoy things. Yes.
Yes.
Sure.
there is that.
So why?
Speaking of which, that movie, we bought that the Russian Avenger movie. What was it called? The Guardians.
Oh yeah, the
Russian
Guardians.
Avenger
Absolute
movie.
trash.
I thought you were going to tell me about the
Garbage.
Korean Street Fighter. I'm like, they had that?
Well, the Russians they made a version of like a Avengers type of movie called The Guardians,
Absolute garbage.
and it was so funny, it was entertaining. I mean, it was so cheesy and
Bad.
that it made it entertaining. Just to rag on it.
Is it North Korean Street Fighter level?
No, but esque. But
Esque.
no, that's some next level shit.
So why do you feel that you get overwhelmed by your when you go into nostalgia? Is it just like
You know,
the
I
memories are?
I don't know. I feel like maybe my childhood wasn't long enough.
Well, all right, you get into some personal stuff here.
That's outside.
Okay, so
That's all.
That's all.
all right, that's fine. I'll leave it alone. I'll leave that alone then. I'll take the. I'm like, Charles was long enough. All right.
Next topic.
Get on the couch. All right, what's the next thing you got there?
Yeah, sure.
All right, I have a very interesting topic because I read this article about it. What do you guys think of when people refer to alcohol as a spirit?
Alcohol as
yes.
a spirit?
You know when people
Oh,
say
wines and
what they
spirits?
call
Wines and
spirits.
spirits.
What's the first thing that comes to your mind when you think about that? Like, why do you think they call it spirits?
I've honestly never given it a
Me
second
either.
thought.
I don't really-
What about now? Thinking about it.
Well, think about it now.
You're asking the wrong person.
Well, it's more so about.
Well, I'm a deep thinker, so you're gonna just have blank air if you were like, think about it. Okay, well, give me 5
Well,
minutes. of
all right.
dead
My
air.
initial thought is what it actually means. What's the difference between wines and spirits, which I don't know. But that's my initial thought about it. I'm assuming maybe there's some sort of, maybe you're allowed to achieve some level of connection as a result of drinking
Well, you're onto
the
something.
spirits or whatever. So,
Definitely onto something.
but I haven't really.
Can you give an example of a spirit?
Well, so what the hell? Really, this
I got
piece
it.
of paper
Drop
fly in
it.
my damn hand.
Spirits in terms of like the way they flavor or taste, because to me, like Jack Daniels is very earthy. To me,
Well,
like I've described it as that to my
us-
friends when I have it.
So it tastes like dirt.
it's like dirt.
No, I
believe
wouldn't say
a
dirt, but I like where you're going with that. But yes, but earthy. It tastes ground, something that
I
comes
had-
from the earth.
I believe it has herbal properties to it.
And that might be where some of the term spirits comes
Yes.
from. That it's physically from the earth, something that you've
Mhm.
pulled. Obviously, wine is too. It's made from grapes. It's only from the earth. But that would be something quick off the top of my head that I could come up with.
I think spirit. I think something out of this world. So
Well, see, the article that I read said that
okay.
the word alcohol, its origin in Arabic is alcool. And that word alcool was something it was like the alcohol that they used was used to extract the essence of somebody's what is it? Like the essence of somebody's soul.
No shit.
What the fuck?
They used alcohol to extract someone's soul.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting.
That
Some people do call it the truth serum.
that messes with the body's frequency. And that's why they say that when you drink alcohol, your inhibitions are lost because it's almost like your humanity, your soul is like stripped away from you. Like some people, if you're sober, you may not be a violent person, right? But for some
that's
reason, when certain
interesting.
people drink, they become enraged.
I just
And they
read
almost
an
seem
article
like they
on this
can't
and studies that they did,
control
and it's basically what I would agree with the findings. It lowers, as you said, it lowers your inhibitions, but it doesn't add anything that's not already there. So if you become violent when you drink, you want to be violent, but for whatever reason, you put up a barrier when you're sober to not be.
See, that's
But
what I
the
thought
alcohol
about
takes
too.
that away.
Because you don't want to go to jail.
But I'm like, why would
That's true.
this old like word like in Arabic or why would they refer to it as that? As they use it is to extract the soul essence of an entity.
Well,
So
depending
weird,
on
right?
how you read it or interpret it, it could be as we said that it's your pure essence, the spirit of you will be who you are under the influence of this said drink.
So does that mean like what about other people's reactions when they drink when they get really sexual or
Yeah.
sorry blabbing out the truth or get really emotional? Is that like their inner? Wouldn't that mean the same thing?
Yeah,
Yeah.
all that.
That's
See, I
interesting.
don't really know. Or like because if it's like a spirit, right? You think of something that's like kind of otherworldly, like or are there like other like deep-rooted influences that they use to lower the inhibitions to have a deeper connection to the other world. Kind of like peyote. Like Native Americans use peyote to reach, quote unquote, the spirit realm to contact their dead ancestors. Like, did the Arabics do that too with the spirits that they made? And they used herbal properties as well. Make
A
some
drink
alcohol?
as opposed to smoking a peace pipe.
Yes,
they're having a
exactly.
drink. Yeah, that's probably the case.
So I don't know. I just thought that was insane because I was like, whoa, like, I never thought about it that way. I didn't know that it came from that word because that kind of sounds like ghoul for some reason. I mean, I don't know. I'm not a linguistic, but it kind of sounds like ghoul to me. So I was kind of like, spirits and al-Kul, like interesting, and used to extract the essence of
That's a cool
someone's
name,
soul,
actually.
right?
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
But anyway, I just thought it was very interesting.
It is,
I agree.
actually.
And I should probably, I'll definitely look into it more because there's definitely got to be more to it than just that little like excerpt.
You got anything else on that sheet of paper?
Well,
Yeah.
we're going to end here, and because we want to do half-an-hour shows. So we're going to end here. We're going to come back and do a part 2 to this. Thanks for listening. Like, subscribe, share,
Bye.
dislike, and hope you enjoyed the show.
Good evening.
We'll be back shortly, like in 5 minutes. No, I'm just kidding. Bye.
Wicked fun.